What's up, everybody? This is another episode of the Reuben Show, but this is the sports thing, right? We're going to talk about Shohei Ohtani, the Los Angeles Dodgers, the upcoming 2025 season. They just went into spring training camp. Now, the thumbnail says, "Is Shohei Ohtani being selfish?" And the answer is 100%. So, and hear me out, okay? I'm a Dodgers fan and all that other good stuff because people are going to say he doesn't like the Dodgers. That's not true. I'm a diehard Dodgers fan, born and raised in LA. Went to a bazillion Dodger games, and just hear me out for a second, okay? So, in baseball, you have this kind of 162 game season that literally wears people out. It wears people out. They get tired. There's fatigue. They're playing like 30 games a month or 25 games a month, whatever it is. And Shohei Ohtani had one of the most productive offensive years of anybody in the history of baseball. I mean, if you pull up his stats, I mean, they're literally otherworldly. Okay. So his offensive production had a humongous effect on players like Will Smith, Teoscar Hernandez, who came back, Kike Hernandez, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. They're all great players in themselves, but the fact that you have a superstar in Shohei Ohtani who basically like broke a record. He had 54 homers, and what did he had? 59. He had stolen bases. He had 59 stolen bases. So he's part of the 50-50 club. Could he have become part of the 60-60 club 100%? His offensive this year his games he played was a career high. Number of plate appearances was 731. Now you want to pepper that with the fact that he was a pitcher at the same time that he was offense, right? The same time that he was batting in other years with the Los Angeles Angels. Now here's the problem, right? The problem is his offensive production is such a game changer in the Dodgers lineup. You literally have three people, the first three outs. You have Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. Those are like all Hall of Fame caliber batters. Now, here's the deal. Well, he's a great player and he's a designated hitter. He doesn't play. He doesn't play the field. Here's the problem. Okay? He has not had an offensive output in his career to this magnitude. So the reason why I say that he's being selfish is in the 2025 season, there's going to be more pressure. The expectations are going to be higher. He's going to be stretched thin in many different directions where Ohtani is now not going to have, he's married. He's not going to have as much free time. So in terms of like your energy level, being able to make it through the whole season, the issue is he's going into uncharted territories. Obviously, he wants to pitch. You have nothing wrong with it. But I'm going to say this, right? If he pitches in a regular 5-man rotation where he gets 28 to 32 starts in the season, he is not going to have the offensive production and could potentially get hurt and take himself out of the equation for large sections of the season, for large amount of games during the season. If not, he gets hurt at the wrong time and gets hurt for the playoffs. His offensive production that other teams have to respect, pitchers have to pitch him with all their best stuff to get him out, just like Mookie Betts, just like Freddie Freeman, just like Will Smith. Like all these guys are really great players. But if we're going to look at the pecking order of who's the best offensively, we're going to have to say it's Shohei Ohtani. So if you take him out of the equation, just like we lost Mookie Betts last year in 2024, we lost Mookie Betts. He got hurt. We lost Freddie Freeman for a while too. And so the offensive rhythm, it took the whole season for them to establish that they never really got into a rhythm because one of those three tremendous offensive weapons, it was hard for them to get in sync because they didn't play a bunch of games together healthy. Okay. Freddie Freeman had to take off because he got hurt, but he also had some personal issues. Mookie Betts, I think, broke his wrist or had a bone break in there. And then Shohei Ohtani was kind of the consistent player. So when we look at Dodgers baseball, if you want to repeat as world champions, I would have to say that he would have to get at most every other rotation get a start. I don't like this idea of burning him out, letting him pitch, play every single game, and now he's going to start getting fatigued because that is exactly the reason why That is exactly the issue is that he's gonna want to like throw all his stuff. He's gonna put all his energy into it, and he's just not gonna have the energy. It's not doesn't he have the doesn't it? It's not that he doesn't have the ability. He has the ability. We know this. We established this. But if the Dodgers don't rein in, if Dave Roberts doesn't control this situation, what I mean by that is obviously he's the $70 million guy. He's amazing MVP. He, all the stolen bases, all the at bats, the home runs, like you name it, he's the man, right? He's a very humble player. But if they don't control, if they don't limit his pitching, then down the season, he's going to get hurt. And if he gets hurt like Tommy John surgery, he's going to be out for 2 years. And it's going to kind of like derail the Dodgers is because Freddie Freeman is not getting any younger. He's not going anywhere else. Freddie Freeman is probably going to retire a Dodger. Mookie Betts, his best years are like right now towards the end, right? So, and then our pitching staff, we've revamped the pitching staff. We have some new people. And so I just don't see him being an effective offensive weapon where teams have to respect him in and out because, because what starts happening in baseball is they start looking at the schedule. And when you have a long away stretch, you can lose a series, lose 2 series. Now, the Dodgers are built to win the World Series again for 2025. There's no doubt about that. But where Shohei Ohtani goes, the Dodgers go 100%. It's going to be very hard for the Dodgers to win a World Series if Shohei Ohtani gets hurt. Can they do it? Of course they can. But with him, that's the reason why they paid him all this money. That's the reason why the Los Angeles Dodgers are doing very well internationally, right? Because, Dave Roberts is one of the unique managers in baseball that has, heritage from Japan. He's half Japanese. And so he has this connection to, and that's why a lot of players play from a lot of players have come to Los Angeles Dodgers because number one, the Dodgers are one of the best at marketing their players, right? If we want to go, Clayton Kershaw, Fernando Valenzuela, Fernando Mania, they know how to market that and they know how to push that and get players, exposed to more sponsors, right? More becoming ambassadors of products, right? And also too, this big giant push that Major League Baseball is doing for international appeal. It's right down the alley of the Los Angeles Dodgers. They love this stuff. The ownership group is they're lockstep with this philosophy of trying to expand the game of baseball to more international stuff, right? So it's important that Ohtani kind of temper his pitching or just become a pitcher because we can't lose him on both sides of offense and defense, so to say, where he's not going to be playing the field. He's going to be designated hitter, so he can have so he'll have energy. However, is it going to be enough for him to be as offensively explosive as he been? Because this guy was hitting homers, he was stealing bases, he was for average, he was getting hits, he was getting walks, like he was getting all this stuff. So I like to see that continue, but I seriously think that if he pitches a full regular major league season, especially with the pitch count, the pitch clock, the way it is now, where a lot of pitchers are getting hurt, I don't see him lasting a whole season, having explosive offensive production and being a solid pitcher. I don't care that he's like getting every win as a pitcher because I think our offense could carry him, right? It's going to carry a lot of pitchers that make mistakes. So I don't see him. So hopefully he realizes, hopefully the people that are in support of him realize this. I see that, I can see him wanting to get a batting title and a no-hitter. I can see all that, right? And it's possible. He is that caliber of player. However, if we want to keep him for years and years and years and this big old 10-year contract, we don't want to have 2 or 3 or 4 of those years where he just doesn't play because of injury. And if you get too much, and if you get injured too many times, it just shortens your career. It makes it not worth it. Then that becomes a losing investment for the Dodgers. So I would like to see him still play his offense, but we got to really control his pitching and how many times he goes out there. Like I said, if he goes out there every single rotation, it's a 5-man rotation. If we go to a 6-man rotation and he skips every other one or something like that, I just don't see him playing a whole season of being a pitcher and designated hitter and him having the impact that he had last year. Anyways, that's my thoughts on it. I still think the Dodgers can win the World Series. I still think they're a great team. I just hope that he doesn't show this selfishness if in during the middle of the season, he's starting to fatigue, because that's what kind of happens too. The last like 50 games of the season is when players start getting tired. So, anyways, what do you think? Subscribe. Let me know in the comment section. Is Dodgers great designated hitter Shohei Ohtani being selfish if he pitches a whole season, like a whole regular season as a pitcher does? Or should he throttle back the amount of times that he pitches so that he can maintain his his production offensively as a designated hitter?